Hello everyone. I thought today we would talk a little bit about Christmas, but maybe from a slightly different angle. Most of the time when we talk about Christmas, we talk about self-care, we talk about how busy everyone is, how to manage family and expectations and all of these pieces. But we very rarely talk about people who just dread Christmas for whatever reason. If it's a recent family change, maybe the death of a loved one, the death of somebody close to you who's involved in your celebration, or the separation of family, or even just a change in terms of sharing your loved ones with suddenly a set of in-laws perhaps, or those people who have nobody at Christmas and it feels like the whole world is amazing and everybody's having fun and doing their stuff and you're sort of stuck alone, it can feel like. To people who just hate the hustle and bustle and busyness, even to people who dread Christmas because of maybe the mood crash that they encounter in January. And so I wanted to talk about a couple of those things and have a couple of suggestions as to what might be helpful for you if you're one of these people. If you're someone who's had a drastic change to your Christmas, so a loss or a change that you would prefer not have happened, the best approach for something like that is to make an intentional change to your tradition. So add something to what you normally do, change up something that maybe isn't the most important in the world, that would maybe help you feel a little bit different, because that way you're taking control of the fact that your Christmas will feel different this year. It's not you trying to do your traditional Christmas events and the gap left by the person who's not there for whatever reason is suddenly huge and very, very obvious. However, if there's a slight change along with that, it can feel less obvious because it's not so empty, because your system is adapting to something new. It can be hard, but it doesn't have to be huge. So you don't have to suddenly do your whole Christmas dinner on a different day or something like that. It can be, let's open presents in the morning instead of the evening, or let's do Christmas crackers instead of stockings this year, or we're going to do ham instead of turkey. Just some things that make it feel intentionally different, and that will help you with the changes that you've experienced. For people who are alone for Christmas, it really depends on how important it is to you that you feel some sort of festive experience. For some people, they just prefer to pretend it's every other day, and that's fine. It can be treated like, say, Family Day or something like that, where you're just carrying on like you have a day or two off and you're relaxing and doing stuff at home. You don't have to mark it as something really special. You don't have to even acknowledge that you think you should be doing something really special, but you really don't want to. If you're someone who's alone but really feels the lack of friends and family that time of year, then reaching out and doing some things within your community that are Christmassy. So, perhaps you go and serve food at a soup kitchen downtown, or perhaps you help out with some community event, movies, caroling, whatever, something that brings you in connection with other people with the purpose of celebrating. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas Day. Some people, if they just don't feel like they want to join in the Christmas events around them at home, will take off on vacation for that period of time. And there's nothing wrong with that if you choose to celebrate your Christmas in a different location, in a different way, or even just altogether ignore it. For people who may enjoy Christmas but run into the January blahs afterwards, oftentimes people mistake this for seasonal affective disorder, but it actually isn't. It's truly just the coming down from all of the Christmas celebrations. And so we look forward to Christmas, we put in hours and hours of energy and work getting ready for it, and we do our best to have everything just so and everything perfect. And you know, there's the anticipation, and then all of a sudden everything's done. It's all gone. You've eaten your meals, you've put away your decorations, you've opened all your presents, and you're looking at the long stretch of January where there really is nothing, which some people can slide into, okay, I'm just going to crash for January, but for some people their mood will really take a drop for most of January. The difference between that and seasonal affective is it tends to just be for January if you kind of get the January blahs, whereas seasonal affective is really tied into the light and the shift in amount of daylight hours. So my suggestion for people who struggle with January blahs is make some intentionally fun plans for January. Again, they don't have to be huge. You don't have to take off to Mexico. You don't have to go to some expensive spa somewhere. I mean, unless that's what you want to do, because that would be amazing. But for most of us, it's not really on the list. But perhaps you decide to have dinner at that fancy new restaurant you've always thought of trying, or you schedule to go see a play of some sort, or a dinner theater, or something that really catches your interest, or something that you would, you know, look forward to a little bit. So you're not trying to fill your January or cram it full of stuff to do, because you will need usually some time to kind of come down from the Christmas stuff. But it gives you those things to look forward to so that you are able to carry on with a more positive mood throughout January. So hopefully this helps a few people. If you're not really a Christmas person, or you kind of dread Christmas, it's okay. It may feel like you're the only person that does so, but it definitely is not just you. And there are some things you can do that might help make it a little better. That being said, I do hope that everyone has a wonderful holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. And if you are celebrating Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. And I will talk to you again in the new year. Bye!